Speaker, tomorrow will be the 10th costly Liberal budget after they doubled housing costs, doubled food bank lineups, and doubled the national debt. Now they're making exactly the same costly promises. And the Prime Minister says Canadians who can't afford to eat, heat, or house themselves need to make more, quote, sacrifices. The choice for us is simple. If a budget brings down the cost of living, we'll support it. If it brings up the cost of living, just like every other Liberal budget, we will vote no. So instead of trying to provoke a costly election on a costly budget, why not an affordable budget for an affordable life?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, you know, obviously we've listened attentively to what the opposition have to say, and I think I just heard good news. The Leader of the Opposition saying that he's going to order his troops and himself, and they'll walk in here and support this great, affordable, Liberal budget that's coming down tomorrow, a budget that brings down taxes for Canadians, a budget that brings down taxes and GST for first-time home buyers, a budget that makes life more affordable and creates opportunities for young people all over this country, a generational budget, and a budget that I know will be glad to have the support of the Leader of the Opposition.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, they've been making those promises for the last 9 Liberal budgets, which doubled housing costs and drove 2.2 million people to the food bank because of higher grocery prices. So if he wants to take ideas for an affordable budget, an affordable life, here's one. There's the Liberal industrial carbon tax, which applies to the steel, cement, and other inputs to build homes. And it applies to the farmers and their fertilizer and equipment. So will the Prime Minister, instead of provoking an unnecessary election, get rid of the industrial carbon tax so we can bring down food and housing costs?
There you go.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it was going so well up till now. We still have hope, though, that this Leader of the Opposition won't want to send Canadians, including our great farmers, to the polls over the Christmas season. The Leader continues to bring up these imaginary taxes. We'd be happy to explain to him once again that farmers in this country are mostly exempt from any of those industrial carbon taxes, Mr. Speaker. The budget will be affordable. The budget will be great. The budget will build this country and build opportunities for farmers, for young people, and all Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, he's got to get his story straight. First, he started his answer by saying there is no industrial carbon tax, and then he finished it by saying the industrial carbon tax is great and doesn't cost anybody any money. He's got to decide which it is. Here's how it works for a Prime Minister who doesn't understand that Canadians need steel. The industrial carbon tax on steel, cement, plastic, and other inputs raises the cost of building homes. The tax on farm equipment and fertilizer raises the cost of food. So if they want an affordable budget for an affordable life, why not scrap this industrial carbon tax on food and homes?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Financial Institutions.
Mr. Speaker, earlier this year, Canadians elected a new government with a strong mandate to build the strongest economy in G7. Tomorrow, we will table a generational budget, Mr. Speaker. We will invest less in government operations so we can invest more in Canada. We will build Canada. We will invest in Canadians. We will invest across this country from coast to coast to coast and build the strongest economy in the G7. It's time for the Leader and his party to stop the rhetoric. Join us. Support this budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Minister that member has been in this Liberal government for 10 years, and he says that he's new, making the same promises that deficits will result in investment. Well, the last time the current finance minister promised that, what we saw is that investment dropped more than at any time in Canadian history, more than any other G7 country. But you know what went up? The cost of housing doubled. Food went up, doubling the number of people in food bank lineups, and they doubled the national debt. So why not an affordable budget for an affordable life by getting rid of the industrial carbon tax on food and homes for a change?
There you go. Throw some W's down in the chat. Hit the like button. That's the way it is.
Mr. Speaker, you can't make this up. That member's been in this House for 20 years. He's sat in opposition now for 10 years and has not supported one affordable government has put forward. Mr. Speaker, we have cut taxes for 22 million Canadians. We have cut the tax for first-time home buyers. We are moving forward, Mr. Speaker, for automatic federal benefits, getting benefits to 5.5 million Canadians. They do nothing but vote against affordability measures. He's been in this House for 20 years. He has produced nothing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Another day and another grim headline confirming what Canadians already know. 10 years of liberal economics have driven this country to the brink. In the GTA, 85% say now it's too expensive to live and work in their own communities. And they're right. The Liberals doubled the debt, they maxed out the national credit card, and they handed Canadians a bill through inflation and crushing taxes. Their carbon tax, their fuel standard, the plastic ban make it more expensive to grow, move, and buy food. Will they finally admit their policies punish the very people they're trying to help and use tomorrow's budget to scrap these hidden food taxes once and for all?
Well said, well said, well said.
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance.
Our new government will deliver its first budget tomorrow focused on making generational investments to unlock jobs and opportunities, to boost productivity and growth, to build housing infrastructure and defense, to attract $500 billion in new private investment, to double trade with non-U.S. countries, and to move from reliance to resilience. We're making responsible investments while reducing operational spending. This is how we build the strongest economy in the G7. Tomorrow's budget will empower Canadians because this is your country, and we decide what comes next.
The Honourable Member for Thornhill.
The minister talks like the government's money belongs to him, and every dollar they spend comes right out of the pockets of Canadians. And to the 85% in the GTA who say they can't afford life, they call these taxes imaginary. They aren't imaginary when you're staring at your own credit card bill. The government's job is to listen to Canadians, not lecture them or gaslight them or threaten an election to distract them from the failures. Instead of trying to cause a costly election on a costly budget, why not an affordable budget for an affordable life here?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Good job, Melissa. Here's some W's there.
An affordable budget for an affordable life is exactly what we'll deliver tomorrow on Budget Day. Conservatives have referenced the need to address productivity and GDP per capita for years. Well, good news. The head of the IMF has said diversifying trade and investing in infrastructure, housing, and defense will, in fact, boost productivity. And the Bank of Canada governor has said that this is the only way to make life more affordable. Conservatives don't seem to want to make life more affordable now. Will they vote to support our budget or vote for a Christmas election?
The Honourable Member for Battlefords, Lloydminster, Meadow Lake.
Mr. Speaker, a costly budget means a costly life for Canadians. Every dollar this Liberal government spends comes out of Canadians' pockets through higher taxes and inflation. Hidden taxes like the Liberals' industrial carbon tax, their fuel standards, and food packaging tax are all driving up the cost of groceries. The packaging tax alone will cost the food industry $5.6 billion and drive up the price of produce by 34%. Will the Prime Minister stop trying to engineer a costly election and instead scrap the food packaging tax?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Financial Institutions.
Mr. Speaker, here we go again with the imaginary taxes that the party opposite makes
that's
up.
so disrespectful.
Mr.
Just trying to
Speaker, on
accuse the
this side of
Conservatives
the
of
House, we are focused
talking
on
about
affordability
imaginary
for
taxes.
Canadians. We
Canada's
are
like
going
the
to
worst
cut
tax
taxes for
country in the world.
22 million Canadians. We are cutting the GST for first-time home buyers. We are cutting the consumer carbon tax. We are going to build houses at a scale not seen since the Second World War. We are going to have automatic federal benefits for 5.5 million Canadians. Will the party opposite stop with the rhetoric? It's time for all of us in this House to come together, support a generation.
The Honourable Member for Battlefords, Lloydminster, Meadow Lake.
Mr. Speaker, Ottawa Public Health is now reporting that 1 in 4 families are food insecure, and even baby formula is out of reach for many parents. That's the reality after 10 years of costly Liberal deficits and taxes. Food banks are overwhelmed and Canadians are struggling to put food on the table. Instead of cutting costs, the Liberals keep raising food prices with their hidden taxes. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll ask again. will the Prime Minister stop trying to engineer a costly election and finally scrap the food packaging tax?
His job is to make life better for Canadians. It's one job.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, we find members opposite worried about imaginary taxes, when on this side of the House we are focused on solutions. The budget will make permanent the National School Food Program, which represents $800 in savings for families each year. This is one of the many investments that we are making on this side of the House to ensure kids have the best start in life and that families can get ahead. We hope you'll join us and support the budget.
It sounds like ChatGPT in real life.